Justin Gatlin is the latest in a long line of sprint sensations to emerge from the USA.
Gatlin got a good start. Look at this man coming through now. Gatlin. What a fantastic performance from Gatlin. It's all about Gatlin.
Ultimate goal is to be one of the best sprinters in history.
And what a fantastic performance from Gatlin. And look at the time.
Is the American leading the Jamaican at the moment?
He knows he is the world champion.
Justin Gatlin is the world champion here in London.
Hey, what's up, buddy? We're back with another episode of Ready, Set, Go. We in the building, man. Hey, this is our last day, our last morning in paradise, a.k.a. my boy Rod's home.
Yeah, Bahamas 242.
So you see the views. This is everyday thing out here. But we had an exciting time, man.
Yeah, very good time. This is my first time coming down to work an event. You know what I mean? I was on a little bit of double duty, man. You know, a little bit of coaching and a little bit of media or press, but I think a lot of people seeing I had no cameras. It was like, what type of press you in? What type of press you in?
Hey, we was kind of standing strong up in the media pen, dog.
I know, we were posted like we was in the VIP section. He was like,
hey, we waiting like, hey, where our bottle at, dog?
Yeah.
Where the bottles?
All the dudes with cameras was like, what type of press? They ain't got no real cameras. They out there with their phones.
Well, we definitely did a media takeover for sure. I think we also brought a certain type of energy to the media pen, actually, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Shout outs to all the teams that stopped and took pictures with us and talked to us, man. We really enjoyed, you know what I mean, seeing you guys, man. Like, we saw great things yesterday, like great things. What we going to start with?
Man, before we even get into the running, man, like all the food that we had here, man, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah, man. Shout out to Green Parrot. I took my boy to Green Parrot down there. They really enjoyed the lobster. They really enjoyed
cracked lobster.
No, we had grilled lobster.
Grilled lobster.
It was grilled lobster, rice, macaroni. You know, you had a little bit of broccoli because you was trying to watch.
Trying to stay healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know,
you listen. You got me the first time I came to the Bahamas. You ain't gonna get me the second time, dog.
Man, y'all believe I still ain't got my boy no guava duff. So that means we gotta come back to get the guava duff.
We'll be back. Part 3.
Oh, and he had Click, got him some of our native bed Click. So, you know, it was just a vibe.
For sure. And then on to business. We was out at the track. Stadium was amazing. Audience was electrifying. The runners, the events was actually very entertaining, man. I thought it was going to be lackluster because, you know, past World Relays, they had so many events that you could stay and watch. But this really was a sweet spot. It wasn't too long and it wasn't too much like going on the track. It was straight 4x1s, men and women, mixed relay, and 4x4s, men and women as well. So which one you want to jump into first, Doc?
Man, let's jump into that mixed relay, man. Championship record for USA took it down, man. Listen, it was amazing. It was everybody handled what they needed to handle, and they handled business, man. Shout out to everybody that qualified also, man. We seen Ireland. Ireland was amazing, man. That young lady from Ireland, what's her name?
Rashida from Ireland.
Yeah, Rashida from Ireland, man. Look, I was looking on the split list. Man, she split 48.5 last night.
Listen, I love Shanae. Shanae has given us blueprint what it looks like to be a dominant 400-meter runner in the world. That girl's following the blueprint, bro. I'm telling you right now, she's sneaky amazing, dog. The things that she did out there and just Team Ireland, period. Yes. Shout out to my boy Bar. Like, hey, I know you're younger than me. You know what I'm saying? I know you got you're premature gray clan, dog. So you give me inspiration, man. So if anybody was cheering for you in the stadium, I was cheering for you in the stadium, dog. You did a hell of a job, man. Shout out to the whole team, man. They did a great job. They punched their ticket. Now they off to Paris and they're going to show off what they're going to show off, man.
Yeah, before we get back to the championship winners, man, I want to say shout out to the Bahamas, man, our legends. Shanae, Shauna Milleribu, Steven, Alonzo, and we had the young lady, man, who ran for us from the Carifta trials, man. She did an amazing job. A lot of people don't know she's only 16 years old, bro.
I know, man.
16 years old.
I didn't know that until she finished the first round, right?
Yeah.
And she didn't do too well, right? She didn't do too well.
She didn't think she did too well because she's running amongst adults and professionals.
Well, let's be for real. Let's be honest. She did what she's supposed to do.
100%.
But she ran against Fem Kabar. Now, when you go against Fem Kabar and you 16 years old, that's a lot of pressure. And you on your home track. That's a lot of pressure, dog. That's a lot of pressure.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know you get the stick first and you're like, look, I got to separate as much as I can, but not tire myself out because this whoop might be inevitable. You know what I mean? So, but they got through. They handled business. They got to the next round. And she bounced back.
She bounced back. We changed the order. The relay coach changed the order, and it ended up working out in our favor. They ended up running faster in the second qualifying round, man. So shout outs to the Bahamas for us making the Olympic team.
242.
You know what I mean? But shout out to your country, USA, man. You know, Matthew Bolin, Len Irby, and company for going in and not just punching their ticket, just punching out the record. Like, you know what I mean?
Man, I just love watching the young generation now find their groove. You know what I'm saying? You see Matthew, you see Lena out there, like they're doing their thing. The mixed relay is becoming more of a stable now. Like you see it now at not only at world relays, you see it now at world championships. Now you're going to see it at the Olympics. So that to me, that's so crazy because now it's like these young athletes get another opportunity, a second chance, not only to build a bond together, but also go out and win gold together very early, you know?
Yeah, we had a few teams that didn't make it, but the pressure wasn't so much on like the mixed relay when they missed it. Moving on to our next event, the men's and women 4x1. We seen tear shit last night.
We did, dog.
Yeah, we seen tear shit. People talking, countries talking to their country's media, and they just destroy, like apologizing to the countries for not qualifying, man. Like either not getting to stick around or not getting in that the time in. You know what I mean?
I think for us being in the immediate area, it gave me a different perspective of how athletes take a win and a loss.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when we in our own heat. We don't see other athletes finish and how their first reaction to that situation. And just watching like these other countries come through, like Spain, Team Spain, the women's 4x1, they were devastated. They were crying. They didn't make it. But then they came back in the 4x4 and some of those girls on the same relay. And then they came back after that and they made the qualification for the 4x4 and they were crying again, but there was joy.
Yeah. Championship record fall again from the USA, man.
Yeah. That's like the world doesn't like Team USA. I get it. Like it's like basketball if the Lakers are winning too much or if it's like Steph Curry winning too much, you get to a point where it's like you don't want to see them win. But we just have so much talent. It's just, it ain't our fault.
This is
it
true.
ain't our fault, man. We came back to back, had 2 championship records back to back here.
Yeah, man. Shout outs to Tamari, Gabby, Solera Barnes, and Melissa Jefferson, man.
Yeah.
They the stick passes look like the rest of the world with no bobbles. You know, the relay coaches, they got it in and they showed why they are the relay coaches and punched it in. Also, shout out to know-it-alls, man. You had the newcomer, you know what I mean? Her name is Courtney Lindsay, you know what I mean? To Kenny Bernard, you know what I mean? Him and Noah, they sharing splits that's damn near so fast, 891, 888, you know what I mean? To newcomer on the 4x1 on the world stage, Kyrie King.
Yeah.
And Noah does what he does best, man. Just handle business on last leg. They ran another world lead last night, 37-40, which is a couple of years ago, the old United States American record.
It was. Absolutely.
And the former world record before, like, everybody started shouting.
Yeah, I was a part of that team that helped bring it down in 2012. So, man, it's crazy. I know how it feels to run that fast. You have to be efficient. And I have to take my hat off to Team USA on the men's side. I haven't seen a more efficient baton passing from Team USA like that. probably ever or in a very, very long time.
Yeah, it seemed pretty seamless, especially first leg to second leg, man. It seemed like the stick never slowed down. The stick was moving through the zone. It's like y'all was racing the stick rather than racing your talented legs.
Yeah.
And it's you get it now. You know what I mean? How fast could that stick move through the zone? Don't slow the stick down.
I think now when we were running and then when I was competing, a lot of the athletes didn't recognize the potential talent we had as a team. We almost would think it as individuals. You know what I mean? And you're always gonna side with a friend or like, man, I want this guy on the team, I want this guy on the team. I think now this group of guys say, look, if you're qualified for it, you coming out, you're really putting that work in, you can make a difference on this team, get on this team with us. You know what I mean? Because it's a common goal to get the goal, right? And it was a different look because we're used to seeing the black, the gold, and the green out there duking out with us, stride for stride, coming down the home stretch. And we didn't have that this time. So it gives us the opportunity to be a little more relaxed and get to stick around properly and not feel like we pressed to like really foot race somebody. The absence of Team Jamaica at a high level, you know, we're so used to seeing Team Jamaica battling us down the backstretch, running stride for stride on the home stretch. It gave us a sense of urgency, but in a bad way as Team USA. Like, I think we rushed through our phases, rushed through our zones. I think we had anxiety of passing the stick off and getting it off correctly. And now last night, seeing the efficiency of the passes, it is not any really changed, I feel like. I'm not behind the scenes with Coach Mike Marsh, but they seem like very more efficient. They seem relaxed. They seem more poised. They know exactly what their job was. It seemed like they just was focused on that lane and nothing else. And that was a very rare thing to see because Team USA really doesn't do that. And now in this era, they have an opportunity to really go out there and break a record, a big record, if they decide to do it. Team Canada is really the only threat I see. But if you neutralize Team Canada on the backstretch and then you create distance on the third leg, it's going to be hard for DeGrasse to make up that ground on a Noah Lyles who's anchoring.
Facts. One thing that y'all did yesterday, y'all kept exactly the same team. Usually you don't see that. You usually see either one or two swap outs, or sometimes, you know, you may see, one or two swap outs. So last night, whoever ran in the heats ran in the finals, but builds great chemistry for the group. You know what I mean? So going forward, man, they need to use whatever formula they use with this one. But did you see the interview after they came through the line? After Noah came through the line, and it's like, who gonna stop us? Who gonna stop us?
You look up on the big screen as he comes through, crosses the line. For whatever reason, I don't know. Because when I'm running, I never know where the camera is. He knew exactly where the camera was. He looked at the camera and he mouthed, "Who's gonna stop us?"
Yeah, man, that was great last night, but I honestly think Team Canada did not like that. I honestly think, and running that fast, 37:40 this early, man, it make me think about, you know, them running 37:0 and what we talked about in earlier episodes. You know, could the world record be threatened? You know what I mean? But like I said, it is really early. The Olympics isn't until really late. And the funny thing about the relay is, it ain't about who comes first, it's who gets that baton through the finish line first. Got across with that thing. So good job. Shout outs to them last night. Getting back to the women's 4x1 before we roll into the women's 4x4. Gabby Thomas was on double duty within 20 minutes, ran the 4x1, got a championship record, and then came back in the 4x4.
Listen, bro, I was concerned after watching the 4x1 and her go through the backstretch, right? Where we were standing on the media, you can't see her exchange. But after them coming across the line, getting the third leg, getting the stick, heading off to anchor, Melissa comes to the finish line. You're like, all right, they're all gonna come around, they're gonna celebrate together. And you pointed out, you was like, where's Gabby? I was like, in my mind, I was like, is she hurt? Could she not make it around back to the track? Then 15 minutes later, we see her on the 4x4. And I think she ran one of the fastest legs too, didn't she?
Yeah, she's running like 49.5 or something like that, 49.8 or something like 49.5, I think. But, which is crazy, goes back to say what we called earlier. She is on a campaign making her case how she's going to do cute too. Like the relay coach is going to have a hard time not putting her on there. People don't see her because she's letting you know, putting everybody on notice. I can do both.
Yeah. Watching her run those hundreds on the 4x1 and then do those 400s. You pointed out something earlier. You was like, man, that's like a sneaky workout.
It is.
Like she did like a sneaky workout.
Yeah, a max 100, 20 minutes later, max 400. Like, it's crazy, but she handled both of them amazingly. Amazingly. Shouts out to Gabby, man. Like I said, she's going to make it hard for the relay coaches not to choose her. You know what I mean?
I think it's the opposite way around now.
Oh.
I think she'd have made it very difficult to not have her.
Yeah.
You know, like that was an amazing feat. We don't see that very often in our sport where
we don't see it often at all.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like something like you said the other day about Xavier Carter, a rare air is going out there and dominating in 100 and also in a 400. I mean, she's doing that, but from a relay aspect. So she's going out there running the 4x1, 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes later, she's out there dropping the fastest leg on a 4x4.
Yeah, man. Shoot, I would have loved to see, due to a rule infraction, we get to the men's 4x4. Due to a rule infraction, USA couldn't be in the final, so they ended up running a qualifying round. But I called Botswana winning the 4x4. Remember, I told you this is coming.
You did.
This is coming.
But listen, they did a good job. I felt like they have time now to polish up their 4x4. They had a couple of mishaps from the first round, and I feel like Tebogo had to do too much work. I mean, when you go from getting this baton in 7th, and then by the time you come on that last home stretch, you in 1st. Like, that's a lot of work to do. You know what it is, man. That's a lot of work to do. You got to run people down, run next to them, and then use more energy to run by them and keep on running. You know, I think that's very impressive, but is that going to hold up when you get to an Olympics, man? You got to come ready. You got to come with the right guys who can hold their own and be accountable for their leg.
This is true. I don't know if the schedule will permit Tebogo and company to be as strong going in, because we all know it's the penultimate event, the 4x4. It's the last event. I'm thinking he's going to try to double, go through those rounds of 100s, go through those rounds of 200s, and then come back and run the 4x4. What type of legs will he have? You know what I mean? But I do want to do justice. 4x1. I want to call those other guys' names. The names who won the 4x4 last night was Busang, Tebogo, Luongo, and Beyapo. If I say it wrong, I know y'all gonna tell me in the comments. But shout out to them, man. They on the world stage, making a statement to let them know that, hey, we are here as a 4x4 team, but we're not here to be a part of the final. We're here to be a part of the podium. So that's different.
It is.
That's different.
And shouts out to Tebogo. I mean, he stole the show. Everyone was waiting to watch what he could do, right? And I feel in a way, after the press was talking about how he felt about breaking world records and, you know, running and winning gold, and he kind of pumped the brakes on the whole meeting and was like, yo, like, chill out with this world record stuff. Like, pay respect to what it is. I'm not thinking about that. I'm here to just execute and perform. If Noah wants to talk about world records, let Noah talk about world records. I'm here to just do what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I respect that, because you work so hard as an athlete to be known and to be considered a candidate for such an amazing, you know what I'm saying, movement or moment in time, which is breaking a world record or winning a gold medal. And people always want to kind of like W that before you even get a chance to do it. And that puts more pressure on you. And I'm not saying that's not pressure that Tebogo can't handle, but it's the fact that he understands, and I think he's mature enough to say, look, I'm here. Let me just do my thing. Y'all excited? Chill out, watch the show.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think he had the fastest split of the whole 4x4 relay. He split 43.5 in the prelims and 43.7 in the final. So he actually showed his actual talent, which is what I think is amazing. His range in sprinting is just amazing. So
It is,
You know,
man.
shouts out, man. And I think that's all we had, man. You know, that's all we had at the World Relays. Oh, the show after, the light show was amazing. You know, where they had the drones running with the baton and
Yo, that was amazing.
that was amazing. Like it caught me off guard. And I was like, man, what is that, man? Alien invasion?
You never seen the flying drones before?
No, I've seen them.
Oh, like on the internet and stuff?
Yeah, but I've never seen them that big. I've seen like a smaller version of them.
Yeah.
But that thing was like huge, like doing the picture. So it was amazing.
Yeah, they're like this big. They're like this big around with the lights and stuff on them. So I think it's amazing how they can be able to stay coordinated in the air, change colors, sequence. I mean, it's all pattern. That's something that's way over my head when it comes to that kind of technology.
You know, they're using AI. They're using ChatGPT. So yeah, man. But yeah, shout out to the Bahamas, man. Our last day. I always love coming home. I hope you enjoyed home once again. This is like your 9th time, man. I think you're about to buy some property.
This is home away from home, man, for sure. The people love me here. You know what I'm saying? I was excited to come back, but I was more excited to see how you were going to be perceived, like how people were going to like welcome you.
Man,
you know
the people welcomed me. It was like on a different scale. Some people recognize me from running officials and people who remember me running. And then some people was like, well, you from the podcast, man, you're doing a great job. You know what it is? So it was kind of weird. Like every time somebody came up to me for the podcast, because you know, this is uncharted territory for me.
It's the beard.
Oh man, yeah. Everybody's like, they keep pointing at the beard. It's like, it's you. Like they'll point and they'll be like, it gotta be him because ain't nobody got that beard.
Ain't nobody got that beard, dog.
Yeah, nah.
They said last night, they said that beard's iconic.
Even if I wanted to shave it, now I couldn't.
Like, you can't even shave it, dog.
Yeah, I couldn't shave it.
I can't even make a bet with you now to like either shave it or dye it because it's just gonna ruin the whole effect, dog.
Yeah, man. Shoot. Do we have anything else?
We got a couple of races coming up. LA is coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Doha's about to jump off.
Oh, but even on a smaller scale, we know a lot of these athletes are going to run in the Pure Athletic Spring Series. Lance Brahman.
In Claremont.
On the 11th. I'm pretty sure they're going to have some fantastic times because a lot of these people are not going to go back to the other side of the world. They're going to run that little one meet. And if they go to LA, and then you go to LA. So it's like a good little tune-up. So listen out. We know a few of the track blogs will be there at Lance Brahman Sprint Series, the Pure Athletic Sprint Series. So, you know, tune in.
Yeah. Shout out to all the other blogs out there who are doing their thing, especially the young ladies out there who are on the track side doing the interviews. Salute to y'all. Y'all keep helping, making the change. Keep bridging that gap to where athletes can have voices and be more comfortable talking to the audience. And that's what we got, man. And I think we out. Episode done.
Episode done.
Ready, set, go.